Where are we going now?
To the forest.
To the forest. Oh. There isn't really much I can say. It's just trees, trees, and more trees. But oh, look at that. That is beautiful. So, as I was saying, I've been attacked by, I'm not sure what kind of flies they are, all around, buzzing around my ear, my face. Bzzz. They're not mosquitoes, they're actual flies. Oh no, there is a mosquito there. Can't stand mosquitoes. I don't mind them, it's just that obviously when they bite, I hate that itch. I used to go on holiday in to Sicily to see my grandparents, and I used to hate the mosquitoes, you know, when they used to bite at night time. Even in the daytime, it was crazy. And I used to be so happy when I came back to England, the fact that we didn't have any mosquitoes, or so I thought, but actually we do. It's just that I was insulated, as it were, living inside the house and not in contact with nature really. Growing up in London, had no contact, you know, didn't even go to the park much. And you're so, as I said, insulated, protected from the negative negatives of nature, like being bitten by mosquitoes and things like that. But also, you know, divorced from the good things that nature can give you, you know, peace. The sound of the birds here is faint. It's quite beautiful, but where we live, the trees aren't so tall, and so we've got loads of trees, and they're not tall. They're only, say, I would say, I don't know, 10 meters in height, 20 meters maximum, and so the birds, you know, the sound of the birds is really loud, really horrible sometimes. But these birds are okay. They must be so far up. Or maybe it's just that time of the day, because in the mornings they wake up and they start chirping. So maybe in the morning time here it would be also a headache. It's nice when you hear one or two birds, you know, a dozen birds chirping in the background. That's lovely. Oh, when there's so many of them, I just don't like it. It's horrible. Well, anyway, yeah, I'm not sure what the time is now, but it's early evening here in Norfolk. Get off, and I think that I can do the 23-hour fast if I don't, if I'm not at home. I reckon I can do. It's easier to do the fast, a 23-hour fast or whatever, if you don't have a close proximity to the fridge or food, which means, i.e., being at home. So I'm far away from home and I don't have any, just have water. I did make some carrot and pomegranate juice to break the fast, but I still haven't broken the fast. I drank a chamomile tea and water, and so I still feel okay. I took my tablets because I have to take the omeprazole and the Seroxat, because I've tried for the last a month to go on half the dose of omeprazole, which is the proton pump inhibitor. And for 3 or 4 days, I actually ended up not taking any Losec, which omeprazole, at all. And I took apple cider vinegar instead. But then after those 3 or 4 days, I had nausea, and every time I finished eating, after eating, I would get massive palpitations. My heart, I felt like a butterfly from my solar plexus going up to my throat. Boom, 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 boom. And I thought, this is not good, and I thought maybe something wrong with my heart because they're palpitations, And so what I did is I just started to take the omeprazole again, the 20 milligrams of omeprazole. The first day, they still didn't go away, so I thought, this is not working. Because I had an idea that because the LES, the lower esophageal sphincter, or the sphincter here, in the solar plexus area, which should separate the stomach from the stomach and the esophagus. It's the door basically to the stomach. It's very close. It's in close proximity to the heart. The heart is just behind it, to the left or right. Hang on. Anyway, it's just behind it. And I think if you've got problems in that area, it can give you palpitations. And this is what I found. When I started taking the omeprazole, 20 milligrams again, after the second or third day, bang, it was all gone. All the palpitations were gone. Every time I eat now, no problem. But for those 4 days, for the 3 days, the first day was okay. But 3 days, every time I ate any food, after 10, 20 minutes, I would get terrible palpitations. I thought, my God, what's going on? This hasn't happened before. So there's a connection between, in my case, reducing omeprazole, which is a proton pump inhibitor, and getting damage in the esophagus area or the stomach, or probably the LES area, and it causing palpitations. I think though, in all this period, I haven't stopped drinking teas and coffees, which doesn't really help. So what I would do is I will take the apple cider vinegar before I eat, and it would really burn, so I would chase it with water and then have my meal, and I wouldn't get any acid reflux, but I would get massive palpitation. So I don't understand what's going on, because online you hear people say, oh no, it's you, the problem is it's because you have acid reflux because you have low stomach acid. So take apple cider vinegar or hydrochloric acid, and you'll be fine. The LES will close up because it senses the acid in the stomach, the low pH. It senses it and it will shut off. But that didn't happen. Maybe because I have a sliding hiatal hernia, which means this thing that's supposed to close has part of the stomach has herniated or herniates up and down. It goes up, and so this thing is knackered. Tired. Maybe it's stretched and can't close properly. So maybe when I did take the apple cider vinegar, it did close, but then because I have a sliding hiatal hernia, it keeps going up, So how do you fix a sliding hiatal hernia? What I do is I put my hand on my solar plexus and I press down and towards the left and try to massage it down. But I'm thinking, how can that really work? Because say you have this LES area and you have the hiatus hernia going up here, and say, for example, this is where I'm pressing down, the surface of the skin. Okay, you've got this ball going up here, and so you kind of press it down, but it's not as if... Sorry about that. So what I'm saying is, you've got this sliding hiatal hernia thing that keeps going up, and say you press it here, you press this down and you massage down. So you've got this thing here, part of the stomach goes up, okay? You can't really press it down. What's to stop it from just moving? You know, so when you press this in, it's not as if there's a wall, like you have a ball here and there's a wall there, and then you just press it down and it will go down. You've got like tissue, muscle, or whatever. So when you push it in, it's going to just go this way. You know, you push the outside, then you might squeeze it down a little bit, but you know, it has a lot of give, a lot of space there. This area is soft. It's not as if you have a ball, you have a wall there, and you could push this thing down. Anyway, that's what I think. There's a lady online, she says, oh yeah, you can press it down using a tiny ball. And I did think about that before. I used a tennis ball, I used to roll it down, but it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You know, maybe all these things, I just didn't try them for a long enough period of time. So maybe all the things that I've done, maybe I didn't give them a good go. Here's my pattern. What I tend to do is I try things out for 3 days or 4 days, and after that, if I can pass the 3-day period, then for me it's a success. But many things I don't pass the 3-day period. Things seem to happen. For example, I've tried the keto diet. I tried it for 3 days, and then I couldn't take it anymore. I felt sick, and you know, mentally I just couldn't handle the idea of not eating any carbohydrate, and I had palpitations from hell, you know, and I just physically, my stomach felt sick. I felt sick as a dog, really. So I don't know. What else did I try? I tried the high carb, low fat diet, the McDougall diet. I did it for about, again, 4 days. That one I can do for longer, 4, maybe even 5 days. But I sensed my visceral fat went through the roof from about 16.5 to 18.5 within 3 days. And so I checked it, and it went to about, I'm not sure if it even went up to 19, my visceral fat. And I thought, nah, this is not good, because I have fatty liver, and maybe the high carbohydrate, the high starch diet, the starches were converting to fat in my liver, maybe through the, you know, de novo lipogenesis, you know, the conversion of starches to fat. Maybe if you have a fatty liver, I think it's easier for the fat to convert carbs to fat inside the liver. You know, Dr. McDougall, you know, the guy that does the starch solution. He wrote the book called The Starch Solution, and he's the promoter of the high starch, low fat diet. He says that de novo lipogenesis isn't very efficient, and he may be right for normal people, but for people who have already a fatty liver, it could be that we process starches differently. Maybe we convert very easily. So, you know, I really want to do a low fat diet. And so, you know, I did it for 4 days, and then I felt okay, but I just felt so sluggish, and I felt my weight and my fat increasing, you know, rapidly. on the low carb, high fat diet. Yes, I did lose weight, but I felt sick, absolutely sick eating all that fat. This place is so cool, but I don't know where I am. I'm stuck. I would say I'm lost. Lost in the forest. Let's see if I can get back to where I was. Sorry, I'm having to fight these twigs. Ouch! Just stepped on something very sharp.